I don't like to complain most of the time, but this is hard. This is hard. Being a small YouTuber and just starting out is hard. And I know that there are so many people, YouTubers, that are encouraging you to start. And I'm not saying any different, but I want to tell you about the things that are challenging for me as a new YouTuber. And I just want to tell you the truth. The first video I ever put out on YouTube was in 2015 or 2016. Back then, I was a makeup artist and I thought that I was going to be a beauty vlogger. I thought that I was going to do makeup tutorials on YouTube. Was a makeup artist in real life, meaning I would do advertising and entertainment and I would do makeup for production. So I thought, why not? I was obsessed with makeup. It was the topic that I could not shut up about. So I thought, let me try and make YouTube videos. I did all of the things that were too extra. I bought a camera. I think at the time it was like the Canon T2i. It didn't have that screen where you could actually see yourself because it didn't flip so that the screen or the viewfinder was showing you what the camera was looking at. So it was always a guess whether you were in focus or not. And back then, wow, editing for me was such a pain in the ass that I made one video and then I quit. And I just did not go back to it until this year, almost 9 months ago. I think I restarted my YouTube journey in like January, or maybe it was 2023. Maybe I started in actually like December or something like that. So the first real challenge was just getting started filming and figuring out how to edit because I didn't have any money and I still don't have any money to hire an editor, right? So I'm doing everything myself. Back then, I was filming myself and even though I said I made one video, it took me so many attempts to make that one video that just turning the thing on and making sure that I was centered and in focus was a big enough headache, which tells me that maybe back then I wasn't meant to be one. I didn't have enough drive. I didn't have enough desire to actually pursue YouTube in a way where all of the little things that I would have to deal with didn't matter, it didn't matter to me. It took too much time for me. It was too challenging. It was too hard. So flash forward to 2023. I was living in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico at the time. Now I'm living in a different city. And I had been inspired by my friend Jordan to finally retry YouTube, try it again. I decided I was going to do it on my phone because she was doing YouTube on her phone. It was a great example of somebody who just did the thing that she needed to do. She's not a perfectionist, she's not an overthinker. These are things that I am and I know that I am actively trying to move beyond so that I can continue just learning how to do the things that I have been wanting to do forever, right? Almost 10 years I've been wanting to start this YouTube channel. So anyways, I decided I'm going to do it on my phone and this is the second most challenging thing about being a new YouTuber is like, I don't actually know my niche yet. And it's weird to say that because I hope to watch this video sometime in the future and be like, oh, wow, like poor Jen not knowing what her niche was. And all this time, this is what it was supposed to have been. Right. So the first few videos, if you watch them on my channel, they're about grocery shopping in Mexico. And I was just so enamored by everything that I was finding here because my perception of Mexico was mostly beach. The only place that I had really been before I had moved to Mexico were Mexico beaches like Cancun, Cozumel, and Tulum. So it's just very different than the city life or just life in other places around Mexico. Of course, they would be different. And I knew that. But the first time I ever walked into a super fancy Mexican grocery store, I was really blown away. So I decided to film that experience and put it on YouTube, and people like that video, but I don't wanna be a travel vlogger. I don't even wanna be a vlogger. I wanna show you some of my life. Sometimes when I'm doing something really interesting, like I love going to markets, I love discovering new places around the city and around this beautiful country, but I don't wanna make it the focus of my channel. So, there's another thing that's a bit challenging when you start YouTube, when you decide to go on this journey is like, what is my niche? I don't want to be unniched because I think that in order for me to reach you, I need to know who you are, what you wanna see, and it needs to connect with the type of videos that I want to make or I have the skill set to make. So I'm still in that discovery phase right now, hence me making this video talking about the challenges that I'm having as a new YouTuber. But it's worth it. It's kind of fun trying to figure that part of it out. Another challenge as a new YouTuber that I'm having is like how vulnerable can I be showing up on my channel? There's a lot about me on the internet that I've put there because I have had online businesses where I've talked about my life online mostly a little bit on TikTok, but I have taken down one of my Instagram profiles because once I closed one of the businesses that I had down, I just wanted to erase all traces of that business. And part of that included just taking down all of the posts on my old Instagram account. And for me, that's okay. I've started over in many different ways, and this is probably a different story for a different video. Starting this YouTube journey now and kind of starting over, starting from scratch is a very conscious choice that I am making. I want to see that I can put my money where my mouth is. I want to put my knowledge around social media strategy to the test. I want to do something creative and express myself in a creative way that I haven't given full effort to in the past. It's fun to me. I love tech, meaning I have a lot of gear and I feel like I've been getting ready for this to put this together for a long time. And now I don't want to allow myself to get away with excuses for why I can't be doing this right now. I don't have enough time to do this right now because it's not true. I have time to do this. I have so much desire and I wanted to prove to my younger self that I'm trustworthy. I can carry through with a promise that I've made myself. Now's the time to do it. This is more of me fulfilling a promise and a commitment to myself than anything. And I hope that it does evolve into a channel that is worth watching for you, that gives you a lot of value and that has you coming back for more. Does anybody ever talk about this online? The emotional roller coaster of being online? Because it is emotional, even if you're trying to do this, like create content professionally for your business. A lot of a lot I'm a lot of us, right? Like, it's easy for me to be professional in front of the camera. It's easy for me to teach you something and be really impersonal, and I wanna do this differently. I wanna connect with you on a vulnerable level. I wanna actually create a connection with you and build a community here. And I know that I have a tendency to go into like reporter mode or teacher mode. I just know this about myself, having been v- taking videos of myself for a few years now. It is something that I am working on and working towards to really connect with you, speak with you in a way where it's actually how I talk in real life and it's not me trying to put on a performance. So it is an emotional roller coaster to keep on reminding myself that the reason I'm doing this is because I want to create a real connection. I want to learn how to take down the fourth wall and show up authentically and really myself. And I just want to be able to build an actual real connection. I don't want to perform. I have done that. When I was building my coaching business, there was a lot of performance where when I was in front of the camera, I would collapse because it was so much energy to show up as my future self or as the best version of myself. I want to show up here this time around as just the real version of myself, like who I really am. I want you to know me because regardless of how I put on a show to present myself or not, if I were to just show up in my pajamas and in a top knot, I still have good information to teach you, to share with you about the experiences that I've had in my life. I am 41 years old. When I started this journey, when I wanted to start YouTube, I was in my 20s and I didn't have as much experience as I do now. And so I want to use my experience and use my knowledge and use all of the things that have taught me my life lessons, and not only my life lessons, but my lessons in business and in my career and relationship. And I just want to share it here with you. I know what that means energetically. I know how I'm going to have to show up and what that's going to require of me. And that's the type of work I want to be doing. It's the type of work that I find fulfilling because if I were just out here trying to find another stream of income, I would probably burn myself out again. And I'm not trying to do that. So, despite all of these challenges of being a new YouTuber, like posting a video and hoping and praying that that video gets views, or hoping and praying that the comments aren't so mean that it makes me want to put my camera down and never show back up on this platform again. All of those challenges, for some reason, right now, today in my life, in this era of my life, it all seems worth it. And if the only thing that's making it worth it is that I've made a promise and a commitment to myself, then so be it. Finally, thank goodness that I've gotten to this point because if anybody's gonna teach me how to trust myself, how to take care of that inner child, it's gonna be me. And that's just how it goes for all of us. So, those are just the few things. There are many more, many more challenges about being a new YouTuber. But please, if you're a new YouTuber, if you're new to content creation, to growing your own personal brand on social media, then welcome to my channel. You're in the right place. We're doing this together. Leave a comment down below. I'll follow you back if you want to subscribe and follow me. And let's do this together. Let's do this in a really real, connected, authentic way. I know that word is overused online at this point, but there's still some meaning behind the word to me, and that's the way that I'm choosing to use it. So I hope to see you again here soon. Thank you for watching. If there's anything that I said today that creates curiosity in you, let me know, and I'm happy to make a video about it.